Everybody, I'm Kyle of Warren Monitor, and we are reprinting Hartk's AB motor mounts with a twist. We already did the X carriage. We're going to dive into that now. All right, everybody. So here we are printing the AB motors. I remixed them. It has provisions for the PG7, the upper and lower, except for the upper PG7 now has a little more support for the PG7 itself on the inside, still giving it that sleek, flush look. Now, back to the whole purpose of from the toolbox series, the input shaping and X gantry stuff. Here's the plan. Working with user Reth from the Boron Discord, who seems to be quite the expert when it comes to input shaping, belt tensioning, and resonance testing, mentioned to me that the Hartk Pin Mod pinches those bearings. And I looked at the CAD file again and realized that he wants you to use actual bearings like you use in the Ramas with the lip on it. And in my mind, that's not a good idea because I'm pushing and pulling on that belt there, and the gear is going to preserve the notches in the belt. A bearing, I feel, is going to wear it down over time. So what I did is I remixed the parts. So the parts for the X gantry, as you can see, has provisions of a lip, and it does fit this bearing perfectly. I'm very excited about it. There is a little bit of movement, which is good. It's what you want, because you're going to center it on a pin anyway, but it allows me to have enough squish on this guy that I'm pushing on the bearing surface, not the aluminum gear part, whatever we're going to call that thing. My mind kind of just took a dump there for a second, but anyway, this is going to be great. I'm very excited for this. These parts for the X gantry and the AB guys are available on Printables. The link is in the description of the video, so why don't you check that out and download it. I have verified all my parts that in Super Slicer, none of them have red flags or question marks or issues, so these are good to go one-to-one. I also included the CAD file if you have some kind of CAD software that's going to allow you to open a step file. You have that, you can look at it. The only thing I'm going to mention is I was a little lazy and I didn't include the actual 25mm bolts that you need, and that's something I didn't mention. So on the ABs, particularly my right one, the back part of it actually lifts up a little bit with the bearing and the pin there. So what I did is I added provisions for two M3 by 25mm long bolts to bolt into that, with heat certs on the bottom going up to kind of give it a good squish method. That's for both sides. That's going to allow us to make sure that we have complete squareness. We don't have variance or issues. Yes, the motor bolts should be enough, but in my instance, in my specific case, they're not enough. So moving forward and onward, while these guys print and we wait for some parts to arrive, check out the link on Printables and then we'll stick into it.